basically the MEETVIO platform itself. And just so you know, our focus here is to, as much as possible, reduce the audio and video latency, by which I mean make sure that the webinars appear fast to people around the world, regardless of where they are, as well as then there's no problem with the audio in the output that you create from these webinars. So we have a few different features. We have a feature where you can have a meeting for this is ideally for 5 people around us. So if you have a team, you can run meetings with them. They require a different kind of mechanism, which is why we have a separate button over here. But what you will most often end up using is setting up a live webinar or an auto webinar. Now, of course, pick the one that you want to set up. The good thing for auto webinar is even when you set it up once, you can come back and change it later. So that is perfectly fine. But when I go into a new webinar setup, and do note that the UI is going to be changed a little bit. I'm going to zoom in because I have a different screen size here, so it might not show properly. But let's say if I wanted to set up a new demo, so I could say example live webinar in this case. I can then pick a time zone, the time zone that works for me, that is local to me. Let's say I wanted to pick the US, and I'll go for Caracas in this case, America's Caracas, and then I will pick the date and time format. So of course the US folks follow different date and time formats, so you can change that right over here. And then you will pick a date for when you want that live webinar to be. So in this case, I could say I want the live webinar to be on the 15th of December, time format, simple things, and let's record the event as well. Once you're done with that, then go and edit the custom layout. Now, the good thing about this platform is that it works automatically with a lot of different, platforms. We have a Zapier app as well, so you can use that too, of course, if you wanted to. But the key thing is that if you just wanted to build a landing page inside of MEETVIO, you can do that as well. So just come in here, change the title, for example, add some description. So let's say this is the description. And you can also add some more page content. You can also add a video here if you wanted to get people to watch something and then opt in. And then you have a countdown timer leading up to the launch and an opt-in box, where you can also then have a thank you video for when people do sign up. And then you can also hook it up with different autoresponders. So we have, I can show you in a second, we have a place where you can set up integration with various different autoresponders. So let me quickly show you that. And again, as pointed out, we do have a Zapier app as well. So in case you wanted to connect with something that we don't natively connect with, you can move leads around by doing that. So let's go to autoresponder, and you can see you can add new autoresponder by using this particular setup. So of course we integrate with MEETVIO, Aweber, and a lot of other are being added as well, including ActiveCampaign, and I think MailChimp is on the cards as well. But as I said, the Zapier app exists as well, and if of course you're interested in figuring out what new features we have coming up, or if you want to request some new ones, you can go to Roadmap, and you can see a complete roadmap in Trello of what we have in the pipeline, what's already been developed, and what's coming up next as well. So that's
really transparent of you guys. You're kind of sharing a little inside look into how you guys are moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to. As I said, I look at MEETVIO more as a co-creation platform. The reason we are offering this one-time deal is because you want a bunch of users in it who lead the product, who tell us what they would like to see. And of course, as I said, once the product is at that level where we can be very confident in charging $497 a year, we absolutely will. But those that get in at a one-time price get to keep that one-time price for later as well. So coming back to webinar setup, if you wanted to invite your assistant, so someone who can help you with chat, you can do that here as well. And also, of course, if you want them to co-present with you, you can do that as well. You can invite up to 4 other people, so again 5 people who can co-present with you. And don't worry, if you wanted to upgrade one of the people who's watching the webinar to be a co-presenter, you can do that as well. And then we also have built-in reminder emails, and we provide the SMTP for that, which means that when someone signs up, automatically they can get emailed about the webinar link, of course, but they get reminder emails. Let me show you this one. So you can set the email to go out, let's say 1 hour before the webinar, right? You can choose if it's before or after the webinar, so you can send reminder emails as well as then you can send replay emails with the recording. And remember, the recording is done for you automatically within the platform. Once you're done with this, once you're happy, you just go ahead and create event, and then once the event is created, you will get a unique URL that you can share with your prospects, and they can sign up to the webinar and they can receive notifications and unique sign up link. So if I click here, this is the current sign up link. It'll be changed a bit later. We're going to make it a bit more sort of not that MEETVIO related, so that people can just share openly with other people as well. And then people will be able to sign up to that webinar and they'll be able to attend that webinar live. I think I'll mess up the recording here if I try to show you this now. I'm going to zoom back out again so that this looks fine. There we go. So you can see the event starts in that time. Once I'm ready to start, I can share my screen as well. And this is a chat room, so all the chat will appear here. We've got a new layout coming so that the chat can shift to the right as well instead of being on the left. So it's a bit more traditional interface in that sense. You can see a full list of assistant and viewers over here as well. And you'll have the opportunity to answer each person one at a time instead of answering everyone. And you can, of course, hide the chat as well so that only you and the assistant see the full chat. The people who are actually attending will only see the questions that they're asking. So once I'm happy with this, let's say if I wanted to start, I could click on start here. I could share my camera. As I said, I won't do that now because that may mess up because we're already recording via Skype, but I can also share my screen. And when you click on share your screen, you get an option to basically share either your entire screen, or you can pick a very specific application window that you can share as well. So that way, if you wanted to, you could share exactly what you want to share on your computer. And when you're happy with the webinar, when you're done, just click on end webinar, and that's it. The webinar stops.